How's it going, guys? And welcome to RC Cincy. Today we have the Goosky S2, the legend, of course, and we wanted to do kind of a maiden and a shakedown with it flying in stabilized. We're not going to do collective pitch or any of that in this smaller yard. I'm not quite that comfortable yet or that skilled, let's be honest. We will be going to a big, nice open field where I can practice doing flips and rolls and just flying it in idle up mode. So just for now, I just kind of want to feel how it behaves, spend a little time with it, show you guys a little quick flight, and just see how she does with the settings that I did in my unboxing and setup video. So all those, if you want to check that video out, all those settings will be in that video. Just skim through the parts you need. I did install a satellite remote receiver in there, and of course the Bluetooth module. We're not going to do the app yet just because I don't want to change anything yet, because I got to get comfortable and familiar with the aircraft or helicopter and then tune it to my liking once I get to that skill level. I am honestly a beginner intermediate pilot, so let's go ahead and take off from the box. I feel more comfortable from there. That way, it's not the end of the world if it falls over. So you want to give yourself a nice distance from these helicopters. So what we're going to do is we're going to so throttle cut. It should be off. Let's see. Actually, the switch should be the other way around. It should be, this is ready to go, throttle cut on, I do believe, or wait. I don't know. I can't remember. It depends on your preference, really, but usually this is off and this is on, so I'll have to reverse it. But here we go. So we are in flight mode 1. We're not in any idle up positions, and of course we have stabilization on, just till we kind of figure out the aircraft, see how it behaves, and then we'll probably do separate videos for that. So here we go, honey. I'm gonna get enough head speed, and she'll start to pick up when she's ready. There we go. So, oh, it is a little windy. I noticed that right away. So let's test out the yaw. Oh yeah, it's got a fast responsive yaw. We'll come down a little bit and get away from these trees. It's probably not the best place to fly. There's very minimal room. Let me show you the guys that I am in stabilized mode. The wind is affecting it, but let me get the right rotor speed to keep it at a certain altitude, bump it up a little bit. It's all about small increments. You got to be very precise with a helicopter. Let me turn away from me first of all. It'd be easier to push away if we need to. There we go. So let's see if we can get it to, the wind is, it doesn't seem like it, but it is a little breezy. I can feel it. So can the helicopter. There we go. There's some hands free for you guys. It is coming down. Just got to give it a little boost. Technically, I was doing a little testing with this battery. Technically, it isn't 100%. I would say maybe 80, 90%. I really want to rip it around. This is not the place for that, so I'll go up. We'll spin around, go forward. I don't want to get too much momentum. It is breezy. You can actually see the leaves that are there. Most of them are gone. Are you getting nervous, Candace? Look at all that power it has. It can be very stable, I could tell, because when I did that short little test flight at the shop, all I literally did is just take off and make sure all the switches and everything was correct, and it was. And now this is really the first flight. Forward, forward, forward. Ain't enough room to really whip around. Let's see if I can land on that. I'm probably gonna wreck. So, here we go. Do you think I can land on that? It's probably a dumb mistake, yeah. What are you trying to say? I'm gonna wreck? Don't get too close, honey. I'm gonna try to land on the box. Nope, that's not gonna happen. Especially with the wind. I'm not touching anything, and look how much it's moving. So that's definitely the wind messing with it. We're just gonna land in the grass. So here we go. Once you're there, dedicate, and then idle down. Throttle cut is on. I think I got that reversed. Usually my other planes I'll leave throttle cut off down here, and on would be flipped back. So, you know, I got to adjust that. But yeah, really smooth flight. The wind, make sure your throttle cut's on before you get near it. The wind didn't, you know, pushed around a little bit, but honestly, one of the first things you want to feel, the motor is barely even warm. The battery isn't really warm. And the tail motor is barely even warm. A lot of helicopters, just by simply doing that, will get them pretty warm. So they did a great job of basically matching the right ESC with the right motor, with the right battery. They figured this one out. You can see the stabilization. It's fine in the closest way to level. You can see, and then what you want to do is get this straight. And you can see if I go forward, the swash plate is moving back this way to level off. If I go this way, the swash plate is going that way. So, I mean, look at all that metal there. That is just so impressive. One of the highest quality helicopters, the highest quality helicopter, let's be real, I've had on the channel. You know, and it is a little bit of money, but you're paying for quality, performance. I mean, it is insane. I will just do a quick idle up. I won't take off because there's no room. If you shoot it up, it's just going to shoot up right into the trees. I am going to take off on the ground in idle up mode just so you can hear and feel the power. I love that, to do a little power test. Get ready to have your finger throttle cut off. So I think this is the way I set it up, because I have all my switches forward when I'm ready to fly, and then I start adjusting what I need. So maybe that is the way I like it. That's all personal preference. All these switches can be moved and adjusted, as long as you have a 3-way for the 3 flight modes, as long as you have this for your stabilization. That's really the gist of it in throttle cut. And then go in there and do the same pitch and throttle curves I did just to begin with, and then you could tune that in. But that's just, I think, a great starting point. You can see how stable it was. If it wasn't for the wind, it would be butter smooth. So honey, here we go.
Throttle cut on.
Here we go. We're gonna do idle up 1. So this is the first idle up. You come a little closer. It's not gonna shoot up because I'm not gonna allow it to. I'm gonna have them finger ready on the throttle cut. So here we go. Idle up 1.
Stunt 1. Idle up 1.
Maybe we shouldn't be sucking up leaves. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Let's get that big one off there at least. So that's the first one. Now mine just, I flew for a few minutes, plus I had it on before. So this is an 100% fresh pack. So let's go ahead and go to idle up 2, which is my highest setting.
Stunt 2. Idle up 2.
It's an absolute monster. The response at that time is just, I mean, hair trigger. It's insane. Even on these modest controls, these are not like set up really, like the throttle curve's very like lax. Now you can go into the app and actually adjust this agility as well, and a bunch of other cool features. So I highly recommend you download the app. I'm not to that point to adjust that yet. I want to get used to the aircraft. I want to learn a little bit to fly better with collective pitch. You have the oh shoot button in case you get in a hairy situation. It's not instant, but as long as you're a couple mistakes up, I think this can save your helicopter depending on what position you're in, and immediately take it back to normal flight mode. That'll kind of help. But you really want to practice, and it's not a bad idea to invest in a dongle. It's about this big. I think they're like $40 or something. You still have to buy the $100 software, but once you buy the software, you get all the new updates. So it's kind of one of those things where it stays pretty new for like a long period of time. I think right now it's on 9+, or I forget how many updates they've had. I think it's called the Flight Simulator 9 or something like that. So that one will actually have a lot of the models you see, especially all the what's that brand, E-Flight. They just have tons of models. Collective pitch helicopters on there. That's where you can learn to fly with your actual transmitter and not be wrecking, you know, 300 for the little one, 350 for a little one with the receiver and everything and the battery. That's, you know, $400 something, and not to mention, could you imagine if you wrecked a big one that's over $1,000, $2,000, even more? So it makes sense to have that, especially in the wintertime when you want to go out in the cold. It's not bad. So I'm really impressed with its power performance. The timer's at 139, so we probably still have battery, but I'm not going to fly around. It's cold out here, guys. My hands are cold. It's breezy. It's not the time to fly, but I just wanted to show you that those settings that I showed you guys are valid. They're good. They will allow you to fly really smooth. The flight controller is amazing. You just can't beat it. Hopefully you got the pulse batteries, because they're even better, I think, than the factory batteries. So you're going to get a little bit more performance around the same flight time. And supposedly this one is beating the M2 Evo on performance, power, and flight time, and it uses less power. I don't know how it does that. I don't know what its secret is. Supposedly, some of the guys that used to work at the M2 Evo plant, or whatever they make it, the company that makes them, or OMP, at that plant, they went off together and they formed this company, Goosky. So that's just a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. That's kind of something you hear in the RC world. So if that's true, I can see why. It's so similar to the OMP M2 Evo. It's very similar characteristics, but this one takes the cake from what I can tell and what the RC helicopter community, you know, their opinions on that. So there you have it, guys. So I put throttle cut on to be safe. There you have it. We did chop some leaves. We did some mulching. Even with it going in high speed, it did less than a minute. It's still barely warm to the touch. I will be checking the voltage in the battery. Shenanigans for some of the time, not the full, because you can see it's only timing when it gives it throttle. So I'll see what the voltage is. Maybe adjust your timer. I went with 5 because I'm not going to be doing 3D stuff with a 5. I'm probably going to tone it down to like 3 minutes when I do 3D, and 5 minutes maybe when I putt around in stabilization mode. So it just depends how aggressive you are on the throttle curve, how much power you consume. It just all varies, but definitely 5-minute timer at least, and then go from there and just check your battery when you're done, and then just see how you fly, how you consume the battery. You know, you want to adjust it. I personally wouldn't go below 3.7 just to preserve these batteries. I wouldn't say they're expensive, but it's just nice not to destroy them. So just to let you know, the only weak thing I've ever found in this thing, I checked all the screws, they're all tight. There's been guys that have taken these apart and said there's thread lock. I don't need to sit there and take this apart, but I did notice that the canopy, a little plastic piece in there on the back side of this, one of them broke off. That is it. So you got to watch taking I'm not going to be taking this canopy off. That's why I love the fact that you can open this to get the battery out without having to take the top canopy off. The only time I really take it off is you got to repair something or work on that in there. If you don't have to get in there, it's not a big deal, but just be aware of that unscrewing them, I literally was unscrewing. I guess I put a little bit too much force, or maybe it was initially too tight, or it's into plastic. Technically that bracket comes off the front of it. It's like a mount. So you could replace that if you actually wanted to. I'm not going to do it for one screw. If more than one breaks, then yeah, because you have the 2 back end one that go into metal. I wish the front ones were metal. And then there's still 3 other ones on the front. So that should be plenty of ability to hold it. I did, when I first flew this, I did do collective pitch. I was kind of ripping it up and down, just feeling it and going forward and stuff. And when I went down so fast, I hit the ground on the skis, and the battery hatch popped open. That's how hard I landed. So it's got plenty of power. Now is the lowest idle setting. So this thing has power for days. I will still go over, check everything after you get a few flights in. Make sure everything's still tight, behaving right. It's really impressive. Definitely very, very impressive stuff here. I'm blown away by this helicopter. So stay tuned for more videos. I will probably do a lot of them just kind of figuring out the helicopter and not the pressure of filming. And then maybe as I learn a trick, I'll share it with you guys, maybe do like a roll or a flip for you guys and kind of do my 3D progression. I will be flying collective mode. I will show you guys that in a more open area, not here. And I will be trying to do tricks for you guys, and maybe we can learn together. You never know. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. The S2 Legend, an amazing helicopter. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.